exploring lakes, rivers, and reservoirs across the country with an unyielding goal to enlighten viewers from a fisheye perspective. Come along and we'll investigate the habitat. Much more than a fishing show, this is an eye-opening aquatic experience. Welcome to Kim Stricker's Hook and Look. This week, Hook and Look analyzes the irregularities of lily pad fields from above and below the water's surface. There's a variety of forage species neath the canopy of plant life, where voracious predators, waiting patiently in ambush, will generally speak out and make themselves heard. Because it's a proven fact, bass in the pads aren't tight-lipped at all. They've just got a little frog in their throat.
Get it, get it, get it. You got it. Get out of those pads. Yeah. You got to admit, that is a riot. Man, he just chomped that thing. Missed it the first time, then came back on it. There we go. Nice fish. Look at how nice fat one. Fantastic. Let's do that again. There is not a more exciting way to fish for bass than with a topwater, especially in thick cover. That visual contact of a sudden blow up. But you need patience and nerves of steel, because it's extremely important to keep your cool and pause before setting the hook. That last fish totally missed the frog on the initial strike, and if I'd have jerked right away, I would have missed the fish and most likely lost the opportunity for a second chance. But by keeping my cool and not reacting immediately, I was able to see that the bass had missed, then a couple more twitches, and boom, he inhales it. Once I feel the fish, I set the hook. But there's no question, when you first start fishing a frog, pausing for the hook set is definitely easier said than done. But what I do to help me pause is keep my rod up as I work the frog back. This way, if I get a strike, I can't jerk if I wanted to. When a bass does blow up on my frog, I'll bow my rod to the fish, reel up, and if I feel the weight of the fish, I'll cross his eyes. Come on up here, baby. Come on in. Welcome to the party. About 2 pounders. But he jumped on the frog. A hot summer day, you can't beat this. There's no question. Go on back, baby. All right. But that's 2 fish right in that, within 50 feet of each other. When you find them, see it? There's a little rattle in there. They like that too. Like any other typical area, when you fish in the pads like this, it's certain little spots where they'll be grouped up. And it could be because of a mixture of the vegetation, or there's a depth change, there's a little ditch or something. But you'll go along, you get nothing, it all looks good, and all of a sudden you come to an area and bam, bam, bam. Ooh. He got it that time. Not a giant one, but he sure wanted it. Heck yeah.
There's much more riveting excitement right after this. Hook and Look is brought to you by Strike King Lure Company, #1 in fishing lures. Seagar, always the best. Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. AquaView, reinventing underwater cameras. And by Boat US Angler. Welcome back to a world of dragonflies and bullfrogs, where herons creep and turtles sleep, where bullfrogs croak and otters soak, where lilies bloom and skimmers loom, where bass explode on frog or toad.
Let me show you what I do. Out of the package, the Sexy Frog comes with pretty long legs. And you can fish it that way, but it kind of drags the bait a little bit. What I like to do is trim these to about 2.5 inches. Just about like that. And that still gives you nice legs, but you can walk the dog with it, and there's not quite as much trailer, and I think that the fish eat it better that way. Little rattle. 50-pound braid, a heavy flipping stick, and you are in biz. Right in front of the EVINRUDE pontoon. Man, they get good. Yeah, I like you. Go on back. Whoa, gonna show off again. That was nice. Yeah, he was right up there next to those reeds. And really not that deep of water.
So just how deep is the water here? Knee deep, knee deep, knee deep.
Let's try it again. What's cool is those fish from underneath the pads can see that bait moving all across it. You see the silhouette through the lily pads. The lily pads are actually transparent. A lot of guys don't realize that. And those fish see it coming just like they do any other lure. They see it when it stops and kind of parks on a lily pad, and then it jumps off into the open little area and that's a decent fish. No, it's not quite as big as I thought it would be. Golly. Come on up here. But there ain't nothing wrong with him. Man, he wanted it too. That was a great strike. That was a great strike. Were you on the striker? Yeah, that's cool. It's always nice to see that. That is a riot, a riot, a riot. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. High five. Good looking pads down on the right side here. Oh, payoff. Right there. He come right up and sucked it in. Just out of one of them little individual pads. Pads. Ooh. Come on. You wanted it. You didn't blow up on it. You just kind of come up and sucked it in. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Go on back.
We'll jump in for a bass eye view of the pads right after these messages. It looks like rain is on the horizon as Kim and Danny prepare to venture underneath the canopy of lily pads. Local lake resident Doug Coe has offered his assistants topside to closely follow in spite of the impending weather forecast. As in many populated inland waters throughout Michigan, chemical treatments are often used to control aquatic plant growth. As the vegetation dies, it then begins to disintegrate, leaving particulates suspended in the water. That, combined with midsummer algae blooms, has reduced water clarity in certain locales.
The thicker you get under these weeds, the better clarity you have. Yeah, that's very true. We got two big smallmouth out here. I got largemouth and smallmouth right in front of me. Yeah, there's some fish up here, Danny. I got another one to my right. Actually, there's two, decent size. Let me try to get up to them. They definitely travel through these paths. But the most of the bass we're seeing are near the bottom. They're not like they're hanging right under the pad. Not really moving slow. Those largemouth are so spooky, you know? Yep, they are. I've got a largie out in front of me I'm trying to sneak up on. I've had some good-sized largemouth close. But every time I go to film them, they're gone. They're not used to scuba divers coming through these paths. You're right, you just gotta sneak through and look at all different sides. But as you can see, the visibility isn't exactly crystal clear. You've got to look pretty close and be pretty stealthy to see a bass. And being stealthy in these pads is not easy. But you can see that the deeper areas is what are holding the fish. This is ideal through here. Deep, dark. The water's a little bit cooler too. It gets pretty warm up there towards the surface. That's exactly right. But you get out this like 5 or 6 foot of water, and as you get down near the bottom, it's actually quite a bit cooler than it is a foot higher. And that's probably why these fish are hanging near the bottom here.
Did you pay attention to that? It's in-depth information like that from our underwater point of view, which can be of great value to you as a fisherman, providing you retain it and apply it.
There's a lot of little turtles around here. I just had one scooting across the bottom. It's pretty cool. From what I'm told, there's a lot of big turtles too.
No sooner I said that, a giant snapping turtle about 18 inches in diameter comes darting by Danny, kicking up the bottom. Looking at the moss buildup on the back of its shell, this thing must have been pretty old.
Those lily pads really do make a nice canopy though, don't they? They do, you know. As tough as it is to scuba dive through here, it's really cool to do it, you know, to really look up and see what the fish are looking at when that bait's going over. It's a lot more transparent than you'd ever think. It looks like there's a little rain on the pond.
Yeah, we got a little rain.
You want a rain suit?
Thank you, I'm good.
I feel bad for Doug. We left it in the rain. Oh yeah, it's raining pretty good. I feel bad, Doug. I'm looking at Doug. He's up here soaked. We're gonna owe you, Doug. You're a trooper. You definitely see the little schools of bluegills and stuff in here, don't you? You do. This has got to be a really good productive area for largemouth at times. They've got the big fish here. There is a variety of forage species within these pads. I mean, you've got shiners, you've got bluegills, and then you've got the crayfish on the bottom. But just like any other good fishing area, You got to have a good base of forage, and these pads definitely hold that during the heat of the summer. That's for sure. So it's not necessarily that all these bass are eating frogs, but when you're in the heat of the summertime and they're underneath these pads, they can't resist one as it comes by.
Did you hear that pop? Come on, honey. He's coming in with bad. He's bringing all the grass in with him. He popped it right next to one of them reeds. All right.
Just because a frog is green, does that mean they're Irish? Actually, no, because if you observe them when they're young, you'll see they look a tad Polish. We'll be right back. This portion of Hook and Look is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends, one at a time. EVINRUDE E-Tech. Deep Blue Coffee, dive in. And by Sportfish Michigan.
Some of you may be under the impression that you absolutely need 2 power poles to secure your boat effectively in shallow water. Well, I want to tell you that simply isn't so. Sure, having 2 power poles installed may be better than 1, but you may recall I personally ran only 1 for a few years, which I took advantage of on numerous occasions. Holding my boat position while thoroughly casting shallow windy flats, quietly securing my boat while sight fishing, parking on the bank, to name only a few. Yes, having 2 power poles on my boat may be better than 1. However, having no power poles installed is just plain putting yourself at a disadvantage. That's a pretty good fish. Come on out of there, baby. Get out of there. This is why you use braid. There's a bass underneath that grass, I think. I thought it was a better fish than that, though. I'm always thinking that. Look at all that. You wanted that little frog, didn't you? Nice little fat, healthy fish. Go on back. Can hear the frogs. What makes it so perfect. A lot of critters run through the pads. Frogs, snakes. They get eaten. Get out of that mess. That is awesome. Look at how he ate that thing. Look at that. Man. Ate it big time. That one hit out near the edge. Or maybe I'm concentrating too shallow. Can't tell me we're not going to get bit down this. Question is am I going to get him out of there? My smackdown braid says yes. Ooh, ooh, that's a good one. Can you tell I'm having fun? Look at here. I just absolutely love doing this. This has got to be one of my favorite ways to fish. Frog fishing in the summertime. I'm telling you, it sure beats sweating your butt off in the city. Come on out to the lake and catch yourself some of these. Get yourself some of that. Yes. There's nothing like the visual contact of frog fishing the surface. On our next episode, we venture a little deeper than that. Lake Champlain smallies and their food can shift, often overnight, based on thermocline fluctuation. We document that scenario next week on Hook and Look.
Hook and Look is a Kim Stricker production.